Excellent. Hey, thank you all for joining us. Jason is a little busy today, but I did want to let you know that these updates now will be just for Monday and Thursday at noon, and be aware that we'll be switching over to YouTube. So we'll do this live on YouTube starting on next week on Mondays and Thursdays. We'll be on our YouTube channel. Don't worry, you'll get a bunch of emails about it, but we will be first and foremost broadcasting through YouTube. So letting you know. Hey, guys, as always, we might talk about loans. We might talk about syndications. We might talk about crowd funds. We might talk about limited liability partnerships and a whole bunch of other things. And so just know that this is for demonstration purposes only. We're not soliciting anyone. If you're going to be solicited for the crowd fund, it will be through Brian. You will know when you're absolutely being solicited for anything we do because there's a whole bunch of paperwork we put in front of you. So today's conversation is really just for education purposes only. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming soon that we wanted to share with you, kind of get you excited about. First, we have our 5 hacks. So we do these classes on the weekends, and they're really cheap. $27, $47, that type of thing, $17. But they're really, when you look at them, these are the things that no one else really teaches, or they just really sort of brush over at a very high level, right? A very high level. Like, hey, just put your postcard campaign together and you send it out, and you should get a 3% response. And then, hey, for every 500 you send, that's 15. You should close the deal. Like, that's the conversation on postcards. When we know that, I'm a pretty smart guy, and it took me 3 weeks to figure out how to finally get my postcard campaign going, how to get the follow-up system and the CRM and all that stuff tied in. It was very, very difficult. Yeah, we see a lot of people just sort of blow over that like it's a no-brainer. So we do these little 5 hacks that make you understand that, hey, there's a little more technical stuff that you have to do. And anyway, we've been recording them, and we're just going to go ahead and sell the 5 classes of recording. So it'll be close to 20 hours of classes. The 45 Club, that's coming. Can't tell you much on that. It's another secret thing, but don't worry, when the announcement comes around, you're going to see Jason eat some crow. Just be prepared for that. That's always fun. We're going to start doing some low-cost group coaching because a lot of people are hitting us up who don't have $100,000 a year income to join the mastermind, but they want to get started. And we know that they're going out there to some really bad sources. So we're going to do some low-cost group coaching, no more than like $97 a month. And we'll do a discount for 6 months and 12 months, that type of thing. So that's going to come up, and that should be pretty exciting as well. Just again, so folks who are beginning can kind of come in and understand and get a better picture of the things that we've got going on that they might want to implement in a certain way that doesn't cost, $1,000, $10,000, $15,000, whatever. This is hack number 2. If you want to watch it without the recording, this is the Loan Doc Workshop. It's one of our best classes. Really breaks down the loan business from their side of it, so you can understand how to interact with these folks. We also have a complete market update. We did a market update for our mastermind members only Thursday of last week. So we have a few more bits of data that's come in, and we're going to go on Saturday and do a market update if you're in the class. For $27, yeah, you can get your market update, plus learn what's really going on these days in the marketplace, what it looks like, how you can get a loan and not pay 14% interest. Guys know we're doing banner season. This is a big thing that we're doing. Jason and I are original investors and part owners in this business. It's direct sales and somewhat multi-level marketing. It's a really easy pitch. It's a great product for real estate and financial industry and for moms. And what it is a fantastic CRM that ties into a lot of other of your funnel tools. to create a marketing program to retain customers, to retain them. To a certain extent, find new ones and find sellers, but the superstar aspect of this is retention. And that's going to be great for your private lenders, absolutely for your cash buyers. This is a big thing. And it's, right now they're running a special. It's $49 a month for the gold level, which gives you discounts to everything they have, as well as becoming an affiliate. So we're very excited about that. We cross my fingers, knock on wood, we are closing today on the Texas Real Estate Investment Center. This is going to be very exciting. Demo starts on Wednesday. Elevator gets fixed tomorrow. All exciting stuff. So we just want to let you know we're trying to really build a better community here. It's we know a lot of folks in this business come and go. We also know there's a lot of not so good people, and we want to create a space where we're making sure that for our folks they're getting the best information possible, and they're networking with very respectable individuals. We have 29 offices available. Actually, much less than that. We're about halfway full right now, but there's 18 singles, 4 doubles, 5 suites, and 2 anchors. Up to 6,000 square feet built to suit. There's a 100-person learning center. There's going to be a cafe, there's a call center, 40 workstations, 3 conference rooms. There's a media broadcast studio. So all this stuff is in that building. We'd love to see you here at some level, even if you don't want an office. There's a co-op membership that you can join. We did this big announcement over the weekend. Hopefully you've seen it. It's the mastermind. Again, the cost to this Friday is $7,500 for year 1, $5,000 for year 2, $2,500 thereafter. You have to have $100,000 income, roughly a 700 FICO, and access to capital to deploy. This is pretty standard. It's a buy and hold mastermind. It's a 5 to 7 year plan for most people. Some people are doing single families. When I say single families, I mean 1 to 4 units. Some people are doing apartments. But there's a new price as of Saturday. It's going to be $10,000 for year 1, $7,500 for year 2, $5,000 for year 3, $2,500 for year 4, free thereafter. So we've got 5 days if you're coming in. You're coming at the old price. I've got 4 calls this afternoon to talk to people about it. So there is some buzz. Again, if you're interested, now is the time. We brought in a new facilitator. She's an SEC attorney. She's also a big-time investor, great mom. She's a syndicator, educator, author, public speaker. Her name's Jillian Sidoti. She's a lot of fun. She's everywhere. Very, very popular public speaker on the subject. She's one of the top in the country. If you haven't followed her, this is her book. She has another book coming out. She's going to work with our mastermind members to help them understand SEC regulated funds, if they're going to invest in one. She'll happily review it for you as a mastermind member, not as an attorney. She'll share her knowledge on how to raise capital in this market. And again, her expertise in this group is invaluable. If you're interested in working with us for our crowd fund or anything else, make sure you reach out to Brian. Brian is very, very active. A lot of folks coming in. We have our Founders Club, our Vacation Club. It's all kinds of craziness going on right now. But reach out to Brian if you're interested in that crowd fund. All right, let me stop the share. All right, so Jason is away. I'm going to go and do our best deep dive here. Interesting stuff came up fairly recently. First of all, here's Texas, still under 1,000 deaths, but we are adding about 1,000 cases a day. Be very conscious of that. For the most part, the state is so broad that it's not a massive impact. But again, we're kind of getting a little bit of a rise, not a plateau. And I think the big thing that came out that I was kind of flabbergasted with was the death number. And for those of you who saw Elon's interview with Joe Rogan or some other things, you know that the CDC, and it's not a conspiracy, right? So all the conspiracy guys, just stop for a second. So there's a crisis going on. There's all kinds of craziness going on. New York City hospitals, they are definitely full of people on respirators, and people are dying, and they're putting them in the morgue, and they came in, and they're in a COVID wing, and they're saying they died of COVID. Right? Now, the COVID didn't start the heart attack, but they were in there to get treated for COVID. They had a heart attack. They died. And so what happened was about 2 weeks ago, the CDC added another category in their death totals, meaning tested and verified COVID deaths and presumed COVID deaths, which through every conspiracy guy went nuts, including Elon. And so this number is roughly half, because some of the people that did die have not been tested and verified, so we don't know, and they're not going to go back and test them, right? That was a big deal. This number, again, a little more than half have been tested and died from COVID. Other people were assumed COVID, which is a problem, because again, if they're on a respirator and they die of a heart attack is not a symptom from COVID, right? So we have all this sort of gray area that bothered me greatly. I think the 1.4 million is real, but if that's the case, and there's only, let's say 60,000 deaths, then all of a sudden this number, is a much less impacted number. Still, 60,000 deaths is, 20 9/11s. But you're sitting at around 4%, not 8%. Excuse me, 4%, not 6%. So this is a really interesting thing that I'm following on the presumed COVID deaths versus the verified COVID deaths. Nonetheless, the hospitals are overrun, and this is a big problem. Not so much in Texas. So again, this presumed death number is a little concerning. However, I'll also point out that it also goes the other way, that there are lots of people who have died and haven't even been reported yet because the nursing home has their own morgue, or they're just sorting this stuff, or they were just buried. So the conspiracy guy immediately goes to that confirmed is not the presumed is different. This is how they're getting over us. And again, if you kind of understand that in mass chaos in New York City hospitals, if they're on a ventilator and they're treated for the symptoms of COVID and they die of something else and it gets logged as COVID, it is what it is. I don't think it makes it any less dangerous or more dangerous. I just think there is a bit of a gray area when dealing in crises that happens. And so this is a big thing that came up over the last week, which is pretty significant. We're seeing Airbnbs hit the bottom there. These are weekly Airbnb bookings. Early part of March, we were on track to have a wonderful year. This was heading up to 600,000. Now you can see it's roughly 100,000. I can tell you that our bookings, we are booking. And I think the difference here is, let's dive into this a little bit. I think there are a couple differences here. One, if it's a whole house, we are doing much, much better. I don't think anyone wants to share a room with someone because they don't know them. And the two properties we have here where we have split up the house into rooms, those are not doing very well. We've moved one back to complete house, and then we've also doing 6-month rentals on 2 of the suites in a shared kitchen scenario, which is fine. That covers our nut. So we had to make some pivots here. But it's straight up room A, room B, room C type Airbnb, not doing very well. Shared room, not doing very well. But the whole houses are doing very, very well here in Texas. Everywhere where we have a whole house, we are getting a minimum 60% occupancy, and our stuff at Surfside is floating around 80, 86%. We're starting to book out all the way through the holidays, Memorial Day, 4th of July. 4th of July is at 286 a night, and we've already booked 5 of our 6 properties. So top dollar. We're very excited about that. Again, we're $250, and we're doing a minimum 5-day rental, and the 4th of July, Memorial Day. So that's $1,250 for those 5 days. We're pretty darn excited about that. But those that are doing the shared houses or are in COVID areas where the hotspots are, the New Yorks, New Jerseys, going back to this map, you can see the sort of hotspots in the Northeast. If you're in California, if you're in Vegas, if Vegas was shut down, you got a problem. Seattle, you got problems. Chicago, you've got problems. You can see them, right? Florida, you got some New Orleans, right? New Orleans, you got some problems. Right down here, not so much. So there is a massive contraction in Airbnbs, and owners now are just trying to get out of their properties. They're just trying to get out of their properties. Redfin is back into the iBuying business. They shut it down for a while. They're coming back. They're going on. They're thinking there's going to be discounts. Some places there will be. That's a big one. And I guess they're selling, the Airbnb folks are selling their stuff right to Redfin and these other iBuyers. We're headed to, there's a technical a definition for depression, but we're in a depression, right? We are for sure in a depression. The stocks are up, but unemployment is through the roof, 20.9%. Can we get half of that back in the next 60 days? Probably. Make sure you're still seeing that. Sorry, I'm getting buzzed. It's a problem. And then you saw Elon Musk go crazy this week. It was fun. And then, of course, all the lefties are kind of crazy too. And then, of course, we had our good old senator here in Texas. Elon came out and said Tesla will now move its headquarters and future programs to Texas, Nevada immediately, and even if they will open up manufacturing at Fremont, it's going to be based on how well they're treated. Remember, Tesla is the last car maker left in California. There are lots of jobs. We would love to see Gigafactory Texas here. You can see these guys are all kind of lefties are pissed. But if you watched Elon, you'll see that he had a factory in China, and everyone is back to work. Nobody died. There were people that tested positive, but that's all cleared up. They're moving forward. Everyone in his organization is healthy. He just can't understand why one person, this health director, basically said no, and he said that's enough. The data that he's seeing doesn't support it, and so he is pretty pissed at California. So we have been talking about Gigafactory Texas for a while. We're excited about that. I'm just wondering if it will be in the Austin area. Will it be between that Austin, San Antonio? Will it be between there, New Braunfels, San Marcos? Will it be between San Antonio and Houston? Right? Major ports, imports. Or will it even be in Corpus? Down in Corpus Christi, which is also a major port and pretty close to his SpaceX Boca Chica, 3 hours from there. So very curious. As some of you may have heard, Elon had already been spending a lot of time in Austin recently, looking at some of the chip designers out there. And he had tweeted already Giga Texas ? Took a poll. Everyone overwhelmingly agreed. This could be fun. We're talking about 8,000 to 10,000 jobs and then a whole bunch of subsidiaries coming in. That is always good for Texas when you start adding jobs, especially manufacturing jobs. It bodes very, very well for housing. Everything down there in Brownsville, the property values have gone up since SpaceX has come. They have tripled the amount of employees there over the last year. It is hinted that if Tesla does come to Texas, it will be for the Cybertruck and the Semi. The Cybertruck and the Semi, and I'm guessing there'll also be a battery manufacturing here as well. So Cybertruck here in Texas, the Semi, which I think he had already 100,000 pre-orders on, which is pretty sizable order, a couple 100 million or so. We also saw that the Cybertruck recent estimates are around 800,000 pre-orders. So even if 500,000 of them are real, you're talking about immediately jumping up to one of the top truck manufacturers in the country. And we'll say 500,000 times 73. Yeah, that's $36 billion worth of commerce coming to the state of Texas. So we like it. We want to see Elon there. So again, we're buying. We're back up and running. We're buying. We put an offer in on a couple of units here, some duplexes down in Corpus, some single-family houses. We got some closings coming up. We're closing on this office building. So we're back to hitting our stride here. Brian's doing really, really well with the folks in our syndication and our crowd fund. We've got a third syndication on the horizon, which is exciting. The paperwork for our second syndication comes out this week. And I know there is a backlog of people interested in investing in that. So again, guys, if you're interested in investing in anything that we're doing, just come and hit up Brian. That would be great. Any questions, guys? All right, guys, we have a lot of new stuff coming out. We're super excited about some of the stuff that's coming your way. Finally get some of this stuff recorded. I know a lot of people have been asking for this. Again, the mastermind as of Friday midnight goes up $2,500 a year. So make sure you get in this week. I'm available. I'll make there is a big rush day. I've got 4 phone calls, so I got 4 hours scheduled, but we'll fit you in if you're interested. 281-401-9008. Other than that, keep buying. We're not afraid of this market. It'll be more than just Tesla coming to Texas for manufacturing, which is good for everyone. We think the next 6 months will shake out. We'll see if people go back to work, make some adjustments. But again, if you're buying houses under $150,000 in this marketplace, I'm not sure how you lose on that. Okay, guys, take care. Have a great day. We'll be back on Thursday. Thank you.